Stay tuned for this video review. This is a 2018 vintage Syrah Central Coast from Qupé. Stay tuned and I'll tell you more about this lovely wine. So Syrah is absolutely something I adore. I think Syrah is a fantastic variety, and there's so many different expressions of it. Beautifulness to this wine, gorgeousness, prettiness, strength and character, and there's so many positive attributes for this wine. Anyways, outside, I just want to point out, super nice day. San Francisco has been pretty great in the mid of May, and so any sunshine, any vitamin D I can get really elevates my mood, especially during this period of time. When it's gray, it's very depressing, and somehow the world is even more depressing. And so I think that's something that I'm very excited about. So I wanted to give more insights into how I film and what I'm doing versus just jumping in right in. And the reason I've done that so many times is I look at how many people watch my videos, and I do know that, there's only so much time people can devote. I get it. There's a lot of video content out there to review and to see. So I do not take you, my viewer, for granted. So for me, this wine is an exquisite, cool expression of cool climate, California Central Coast Syrah. Beautiful. Now let me show you the label, iconic label here. I did a review of the Chardonnay. I'll place that video right here so you can see that video, but also learn more information on the label itself. So it's a very crafts movement label, very iconic label. So here's, the front label. I love the craft movement design, very iconic label here. The back label for you to look at here. And I think it's such a beautiful wine, 13.5%. Let me double check here. And this is, 13.5%. So does it matter for Syrah? It actually matters for all wines. But from the loveliness on this wine, I'm tasting more fruit versus, I would say, more pepper characteristics or even heat. And so I think it comes out quite exquisitely. And you can tell that I very much enjoy this bottle. I don't always drink every bit of my review bottles, but this one was very compelling. And a $20 price point, I think it's really one that's hard to beat. This wine is 82% Syrah, 13% Grenache, 3% of this is Tempranillo, and 2% of this is Mourvèdre. I think that's a really cool combination. I'm not sure how Tempranillo got in this mix, in this blend. It just seems to be, something that maybe is a California expression. And probably through blending trials, it was the most successful of the blends. And so for me, I would think I would just, probably add more Mourvèdre, which I absolutely adore and love and don't drink enough of. But to me, I think it is a successful wine. It's very handsome, very beautiful, and nicely balanced. So fermentation is in a combination of small open top fermenters with manual punch downs and large closed top tanks with pump overs. Now this wine is aged for 16 months. All the inputs and the vinification and just the fruit selection, and I think just the assembly of this wine creates a beautiful harmonious experience, and I think it's well balanced and beautiful. And I was thinking the stylization when Bob Lundquist was making Qupé Syrah is slightly different than the stylization here, and it doesn't make one superior to the other, it just makes it different. And so it's nice to taste these. And I remember probably one of my first cool climate Syrahs was from when Bob Lundquist was making his Syrah. That was many years ago. So on this notes of black cherry, blackberry notes, purple flowers, which I call lavender, as well as boot polish. And that's a very Australian expression of Mr. James Halliday, which I adopted that word. I think it's fantastic. Spice and a pepper note as well. And next, the palate characterization. The style of this wine, because 82% does characterize differently than if this were 100% Syrah. It also matters in terms of vinification, but I think it just expresses it a beautifully, nicely easygoing Syrah to enjoy with food. Definitely, I think food is just optimum for this wine here. You could drink alone, but I think this is really designed for food because the acidity is there, the lightness to the wine, but also just a very exquisite characterization. So this wine is expressing with notes of black plum, black cherry, red pepper, and dried red floral notes. 92 points out of 100 points. So down below is more information on the producer. Questions and comments can be listed down below. The like button's down below, as well as a subscribe button. So please hit that button to see the latest videos that I'm producing. Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate it. You'll find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and WordPress. And that's between video shoots. You'll find my podcast, which I started in March. It's on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Thank you for watching today. Stay tuned for more. Santé.